Dashna Sony. He's a former Israeli general accused of war crimes, but he managed to avoid arrest when he landed at Heathrow. Tonight, the Labour MP Emily Thornberry has told Channel 4 News she's calling on the Home Secretary to investigate why police failed to detain Doron Almog and how the information about his arrest warrant leaked out. She claims the integrity of British justice has been undermined. Last week, London's Chief Magistrate issued an arrest warrant for General Almog in relation to an allegation that he committed a war crime by ordering the destruction of 59 Palestinian homes in Gaza 3 years ago. But the general, who's been travelling here on a fundraising trip, was tipped off about the warrant and managed to avoid arrest by staying on the El Al plane until it was back in Israel.
It raises a number of issues. First of all, it appears to us that there was a leak of very sensitive information, and that potentially was a perversion of the course of justice. So the very fact that information arrived at the Israeli embassy needs a criminal investigation to get to the bottom of it. Secondly, those acting on that, apparently, according to reports, may well have been guilty of criminal offences perverting the course of justice. That needs to be investigated, although that immediately hits the problem of diplomatic immunity, which we have asked the Foreign Office in this country to discuss with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Israel and to seek a waiver of immunity. It raises next the question of what the police did at the airport and why it was that the airplane wasn't boarded by the police and the arrest effected.
We approached the Israeli embassy, the Foreign Office and the Metropolitan Police for a statement, but none of them was willing to comment. Earlier I spoke to General Almog himself. He's back in Israel, and I began by asking him how he found out about the arrest warrant when he got to Heathrow.
When we landed, we started moving toward the door, and then one of the flight attendants came to me and told me, the captain asked you to stay last. And then I thought that maybe the captain knows me from military and wants to speak with me. Later, about minutes later, another flight attendant came to me and said, the military attaché is shortly coming to speak with you, and he has something to tell you. And then I had his cellular phone, I phoned him and spoke with him, and he told me, I will come and brief you. And then he came and told me, there is a warrant arrest against you waiting at the immigration office, and we advise you, of course it's your choice, you can get down, but we advise you to stay aboard and get back to Israel. It's happened in 2003 with Major Lieutenant General Shaul Mofaz, who is now the Ministry of Defense in Israel. Shortly after ending his office as Chief of Staff, he came to England as a tourist and experienced the same.
If you are innocent, wouldn't it have been better just to sort this out and deal with it?
Yeah, I'm sure I'm innocent and I'm not deserved a surprise attack while I'm coming for humanitarian issue on behalf of the most severely brain damaged children in Israel. And we need to prepare, and I'm certain it's not only myself as individual, it's about the State of Israel position. You know, all these cases symbolize the situation of many Israeli soldiers that fought in the last 5 years.
If a Palestinian was aboard a British Airways jet and landed in Israel and you wanted to charge him, you would expect him to come off that plane and face charges. That's what happened here, but you were an Israeli on an Israeli jet.
About what case are you speaking?
Well, I'm saying surely that if a court of law in a country with which you have relations has a warrant for your arrest, you have to face it and see what happens.
The State of Israel, you know, I did not work in the Gaza Strip as a private resident. I was in charge of the State of Israel. And the State of Israel should face it because, you know, I'm not the example to test my ability to face court in England. This is a case that the State of Israel should decide how to prepare it and how to face it and how to fight it, because your accusation, or the British court accusation against me, it's not only me, it's all the Jewish people and the State of Israel. We are all together.
I was talking to me earlier from Israel. Now the latest on the murder investigation in Berkshire over to British.